themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online, to the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful, to those who don't stop and those making all the stops, to the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
OnSideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Toast.
Hoping to get a PS5 soon? Get ready to be disappointed. Sony alerted analysts that PS5s will remain scarce for consumers through 2022. That's 18 months. By that time, they'll be close to dropping PS6s. Obviously, the main reason for all of this, the continued shortage of key components, none more impactful than semiconductors. Sony only sold 7.8 million units in 2021, well below what they had anticipated. As a result, their stock has dropped more than 8% over the last few weeks, and with this news, might continue to drop for the foreseeable future as PS5 sales are held up by the supply chain. Happy gaming.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report. It's time for Kai's Corner on OnSideRadio.com. To talk to Kai, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. To reach out on the text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm on your home for sports talk, OnSideRadio.com.
Good morning. Here at beautiful Drive Pink Stadium, I am that man, Kai Chen Chisholm. Thank you so much for coming in and tuning in. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Samurai Radio. That's at SAMURAIIRADIO. As always, with me every single day, the producer of all producers, Sean Stanley. I don't want to have him talk yet because I know Sean's doing a million things in the world, but he is here making sure that everything around works. It was a fantastic weekend. For everything that was happening, except for, of course, a loss for the Florida Panthers last night. The Heat were able to at least win one of their last two, of course, lost to the Bucks, but then ended up winning their last game against the Pistons, which they should have in general anyways. But, of course, the big one will be the loss that the Panthers suffered last night. We will talk with David Dwork, who was at the game, and we'll talk with him coming up in the next segment about all things Florida Panthers hockey, ask him what he thinks about the game and what happened, and pretty much just everything we can regarding the Florida Panthers versus Tampa Bay Lightning series, what he expects coming on out. And if he's upset, happy, however anything could have gone, we'll ask David pretty much everything that we can to see what he thinks about the game. And then, of course, InterMiami. They came out and they won. Which was very, very fantastic. They go out and beat Cincinnati as they should have. Now, it was a little, it was a little chippy. They should have won the game outright. They were up 2-0. Then it came 2-2 there at the new stadium for Cincinnati. Beautiful stadium, by the way. But at the end of the day, Gonzalo Higuain gets the goal. InterMiami finally did a few things that all of us were asking for. And, hey, it looks like they got a result. And that's pretty much all that that's all that you can ask for in that situation. I said multiple times, and I think Austin and so many agree with me, that if you are InterMiami, you need to absolutely walk away with 6 points out of these next two games, those two games being against Cincinnati and then against Chicago this upcoming weekend, before you come back at home to a full stadium, full capacity crowd here at Drive Pink Stadium on the 29th. You need to come away with those goals or those points. They came away with 3. Then you come away with another 3. Got to be 6. I think that's what you have to come away with. But besides that, it's a good job by InterMiami. They shouldn't have been down 2-2 in the first place. They changed a lot of things up, which I thought was another thing that was, very, very interesting that they did. You put out Breck Shea out to kind of be a little bit of a winger, like he was there, but not. So he was playing wing at some points in time. How they started was pretty much in like a situation where you still had Shea out there on, as a back. You had Gregory and, of course, Matuidi in the midfield. You had Lewis Morgan and Ulloa playing out on the wings, which was a little bit interesting. And then something that a lot of people had been asking for which was for, not Gonzalo Higuain, Federico Higuain to be starting the game, whether he's going to play a full 90 or not, if you could at least get 45, 60, whatever you can get out of him, for him to be starting the game and for Rodolfo Pizarro to be on the bench. Now, we did not see Pizarro until the 89th minute, and you can go find it yourself. There was a very, very, very angry Phil Neville, and he was not really happy about some things that were going on there. But besides that, I think that they played a good game. It shouldn't have gotten to the point that it did get to. However, getting that final goal, getting the win, walking away with 3 points, that's the way. Again, that was the biggest thing, is saying that InterMiami has to walk away from the Cincinnati game and the Chicago Fire game with 3 points each, walk away with 6 total, minimum, very, very minimum at 4. And they walk away with all 6. A great job. All great. It was just good, great. I'm happy that they get the win. That at the end of the day will be the big thing. And of course, you can follow a bunch of people here, and especially Austin as well, where he'll give his full thoughts and saying, a lot of what happened with the game and kind of being able to give you anything that you possibly need from that. After that, as well, as we go through kind of the stuff that's happened around this weekend, there is another thing that has come out today, which is something that we were talking about a lot last week. The polls are back. So as I mentioned last week, we're going to start to bring back the polls, but in a different fashion. They're all going to be on a similar thread. And then from there, we're going to go out and see how they do. I just want to test some waters and some things, because the polls were doing pretty good. I would like to say I think that they were doing pretty good, and they were doing a lot better and sometimes than I thought that they would. And I want to shout out and thank everyone who retweets them and stuff like that, not only here at Onside, but other people as well who follow me, because of course that helps, and then my stuff gets out there a lot, and so that's great as well. But the polls for today, as we're trying the new system, you got 5 days to vote. Essentially, it'll end on Friday at 12:30. Every single poll will go from there, 2 to 4 a day, and they'll all be kind of in the same thread. So today there's 2. Tomorrow I'll add to the thread and add a few more, and then it'll go, and you'll be able to see everything. So let's say that you came in on Wednesday and you missed the polls for Monday, and you want to go, you check them out or something like that. You can find them there. You can vote up until Friday at 12:30. I want to see how that works. I think it'll be pretty cool. So we're going to keep that there. But again, David Dwork, he's going to come on in the next segment, talk Panthers hockey with us. But the polls that we have for today: what is your confidence level for the Miami Heat in the playoffs? Now, I just talked with Ethan, which is extremely funny to me, because he comes out and he's talking about, in the middle of the Inside the Paint show, he came out in one of their breaks, and we were talking, and he was like, the Heat went from potentially trying to get themselves to the conference finals to probably losing in the first round. And I was like, whoa, that changed very quickly. And I mean, Ira kind of mentioned it last week as well. I didn't get the privilege to listen to the Inside the Paint show yet, but I will be listening when I get the chance here when I'm on my way home. But I was catching up on a lot of stuff, so I'll be able to hear what they had to say, and then I'll probably comment on it a little bit tomorrow. But, I think that that's a big thing that people have been talking about, is what do you think is going to happen? So I decided to, bring that apart on one of the polls. What is your confidence level for the Heat in the playoffs? Round 1 exit, round 2 exit, or conference champs? Surprisingly to me, and it just changed on me a little bit. It was just 31%, now it's 30%, but it's actually pretty close between a round 1 exit and conference champs. It seems like a lot of people, however, think that it's going to be a round 2 exit, that they'll get past the Bucks, and then they'll get into that second round. So I find that pretty interesting. And then finally do you trust the Miami Dolphins to make the playoffs like the Heat and Panthers have this season? Yes or no? 79% yes, 21% no. And a comment being, they're trending in the right direction, but do you really trust them? We've been abused for years. Yep, completely agree. Absolutely, completely agree. I think that's one of the biggest things that I come away with when I'm starting to think about everything going on with the Miami Dolphins, is like, they really truly have been abusing fans for years. So will they, make the playoffs? Who knows? It's just going to come down to kind of the team and how they develop. I think that they'll develop very well, and they'll continue to be very good this season. I mean, again, you go from 5-11 to 10-6. Now this season, I guess like the bottom tier you go is 10-7, because you went 10-6 last year, but really it should be 11-6 more than anything. I think that they've done a pretty good job in building their team. I think they've done a pretty good job in being able to surround their young quarterback. And of course, everyone's going crazy over a lot of the videos that we saw recently from, the rookie stuff with Jalen Waddle running some routes, and you had to see the guys finally in uniform. I think that, we're starting to see a lot of good from the Dolphins. It's not the same, go out there and spend. I mean, they did that last off season, and clearly it didn't work. So the players that it didn't work with, they're off and they're out. So they're not gonna, they're gone. It's over with, done and dusted. So I think that you look at that and you're like, okay, that's it for there. We're done with that. Moving on, right? And that's something that you didn't see out of the Miami Dolphins for a long time. You saw a lot of, we're going to go out there and continue to go out there and just continue to make mistakes, I think is the big thing, is you're just going to continue to go out there and make mistakes rather than going out there and correcting those mistakes. So that's just another thing with the Miami Dolphins where it goes to, again, is it going to be a big thing for the Miami Dolphins to be this good? Are they going to continue to be good? Are they going to continue to grow in the right direction? Or are they going to just not be anything at all, right? That's the biggest thing I think that we look at when we go through this. But Mr. Sean Stanley, if you have the time for me to ask you, how was your weekend? How are you doing, Sean?
I am here, Kai.
You're here?
I'm here.
How was your weekend, Sean? Was it good?
It was a weekend. I spent Sunday here. Saturday, I was here in the morning, and then 7 days a week, baby.
Yeah. How was your show? Let's
Just talking wrestling.
Just talking wrestling?
No, actually, you know something. Remember I told you to look at that clip
right
the other day with New Jack?
Yeah.
He passed away.
Oh, really?
He died at the age of 58. So I looked back at some of his career. I was fortunate enough to be on a couple cards with him, share a locker room with him and things like that. So that's kind of what I went into.
Damn. That sucks.
Yeah,
that was Friday.
The whole thing that we had just talked about it.
Yeah,
we watched the scene, and then
Damn. You know what I saw? I've been waiting to watch it. It's on YouTube. It's a, oh my God, brain is not working. It's like a what was ECW, and I don't know why, but that clip just reminded me of kind of like ECW, and it's like a 30-minute documentary that I found on YouTube, and it features Paul Heyman and a bunch of other people and kind of explaining how ECW went. I'll have to watch it later today because I've been meaning to and I haven't yet.
Yeah, it's a good story. I don't know which one that one is, but it was quite a interesting whole storyline, how it started, and then ultimately to its demise.
Yeah, no, it felt like it was gonna be like, at least just while I was kind of, being interested. It says the 1997 ECW invasion of the WWF. Because I remember when I was
that was where they showed up on Raw. Yeah.
Because I remember watching a lot of that stuff, and I was just like, oh, ECW is awesome. And then it kind of like seemingly, as I was getting into wrestling, just like went away. It was
that was where Vince McMahon was they're battling WCW at that time. So
yeah,
it was the whole, hey, let's just do this, and then they'll never know what to expect.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. It was a very, this weekend has been a very interesting, like just bunch of things, I think, too, which is why we started off with the weekend here instead of starting off with other things as well. It's just because it's been a lot of stuff happened. Chris Bosh got into the Hall of Fame, a part of the 2021 class. So Chris Bosh is now a Hall of Famer. So that's awesome. That's great. So he's, a part of that Hall of Famer right there. Robert Lewandowski, one of my favorite players, plays for my favorite team in the Bundesliga, broke a 49-year record. Well, I guess he tied it. He had the chance to break it and missed an absolute sitter. I could not believe it. It was like the football gods coming down and saying, no, you're going to be tied with the record. You're not breaking it. Not today. He has another game and chance on Saturday at 9:30 in the morning, but could not believe that happened. But he tied the record for 40 goals. It's the most goals scored in a Bundesliga season ever. And it's been held for 49 years by a striker that played for Bayern Munich. So that was tied. And on top of that, it's just been, I think it's just been a good weekend. And InterMiami won. And of course, when I talk hockey for the first time in quite some time, really get into hockey with David Dorr coming up next. And we'll be able to talk to him and really get the scoop on everything. And I don't want to leak exactly what and I guess it's not really leaking, but I don't want to say exactly what he told me in DMs after last night's game, but I think it'll be interesting to ask him how his night was afterwards and kind of get him to say it in his own words, because it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny to sit there and listen to him or not really listen, but read what he was saying about the game and kind of like all that other stuff. And I'm interested to talk with him because, again, wanting to learn more about, the sport and wanting to learn more about everything else. I didn't get a chance to watch the game last night, but out of what I heard, a lot of people are very upset, so I will have to be able to watch back on stuff like that. I've been catching up on a lot of soccer. I watched InterMiami's game yesterday, and then I was catching up on a lot of soccer because I missed a lot of it on Saturday, so I was trying to catch up a lot. But we'll talk with David Dwork next. We have a new show that, to my knowledge, is being started tonight, is what Big O told me. It's called the Miami Sports Music for the Fans. The fans support the teams, buy the jerseys and tickets, but never get the love they deserve on sports radio. OnSideRadio.com has decided to change that with Miami Sports Music for the Fans. It's a show driven by Stephen D, representing Miami sports fans around the world. You can tune in every night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Stephen and fans around the world drive to talk about your favorite South Florida sports teams. OnSideRadio.com is dedicated to the Miami sports fan.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your InterMiami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where InterMiami and all Miami sports fans shop.
WLESP broadcasting from a largely empty building.
And we do sports.
It's just not local.
Shush, honey.
Why is the building empty?
Because whether it be budget cuts or stupid management, we fired almost everybody.
Ooh, but we still have our job live and local.
At least the building is.
We've got your sports.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than the roof above the people you love. At Onside Radio, we recommend Chase Roofing and Contracting. At ChaseRoofing.com, they care about the customer. Chase Roofing provides reliable roof installation and repair without the destruction to our environment. Chase Roofing is powered by Tamara, who is owner and operated for 18 years. ChaseRoofing.com is Google top rated and a AAA standing with the Better Business Bureau. Open 24/7. Call them today. Trust ChaseRoofing.com to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
InterMiami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Home opening spoilers. That's exactly what InterMiami were on Sunday as they took on FC Cincinnati in their first ever game at TQL Stadium in Ohio. Miami scored 2 goals really early in the first half, one courtesy of Breck Shea and one courtesy of Gonzalo Higuain. Later on in the second, FC Cincinnati got back into the game by scoring twice to equalize, but very quickly after the equalizer, Gonzalo Higuain gets down the pitch and after a cross from Lewis Morgan scores the third to spoil the home opening match for FC Cincinnati. Miami get 3 points and are on to Chicago.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right. Ready to have on David Dwork. Of course, you can follow him on Twitter at David Dwork. That's DWORK. If you do not already. And he's the host of Chirping the Cats Radio here every single Saturday from 10 to 11. I'm very interested to hear his show this upcoming Saturday. But, David, how you doing today, man?
Well, I'm doing well because I finally got to sleep in. The Panthers didn't have practice this morning, so I'm feeling rested. But I'm still kind of on edge after last night's game. Crazy exciting and pretty frustrating as well.
So how could this be described, I guess, to anyone, I guess, kind of like myself, who doesn't keep up with hockey as much? But in terms of, I've seen a lot of people say, and again, this is from my perspective of not knowing too much about the game and too much about the league, but I've heard a lot of people saying, you know, this is kind of two of the potential best teams in the NHL facing off against each other. Yesterday, the Panthers lose 5-4. How can you recap last night's game?
Well, I mean, it was incredibly exciting. Two, as you said, two amazing teams. That was what was unique about the Panthers Central Division this year, was that three of the teams in the division, Florida, Tampa, and Carolina, were among the top 5 of the entire league, basically all year. So the talent was pretty impressive across the board. But yeah, this is a great series. You get two teams that traditionally have not liked each other. That there was a lot of physicality and tension during the games in the regular season, especially at the end when they faced each other for the final 2 games about a week ago, I guess it was at this point. And then yesterday it was great. Like I completely expected there to be a lot of goals. The Panthers have had the number of Tampa's all-star goaltender Andre Vasilevsky all year, and Sergei Bobrovsky has been Sergei Bobrovsky for the Panthers, so I did not expect a low-scoring game. So in that sense, it didn't disappoint. It was great to see Florida do what they do and go out in the third period and really take control of the game, take the lead. It was very apropos for what the Panthers have done all year. And then, you know, you give up a power play goal with 7 minutes left. Tampa's got the best power play. Okay, you know, you kind of see that coming. I think a lot of people expected overtime between how the teams have played each other and how every other playoff game before the Panthers game had gone to overtime already. And then you give up a goal on a breakaway with 1:14 to go. As loud and as crazy as that building was yesterday, and it was the most, you know, noise, the most fans that had been in there in over a year, as amazing as that was to be there and be a part of, to feel the air just come out of the building all at once in the final minute, I mean, it was incredible to witness, but oh my God, I talk about a depressing moment. So the question now is just how much is this team going to wake up and turn it around for Game 2 tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that you love. As much as you hate it, you love it as well about sports, right, David, where you can have that moment where, like you just said, it's like the electricity in the building and the atmosphere, and then just like that, in a way that you lose the game, it's just you can feel that just completely taken out of the stadium. How would you say it's been, I guess, throughout the game yesterday and just kind of fans in general throughout the season with supporting the Panthers? Of course, you have people like myself who aren't really that into hockey but are trying their best, and you also have people who just don't talk about it at all. And, you know, the Panthers have been one of the best teams in the NHL. How do you think it's been this whole season for what the sport has been? I think
the fans have been great in the arena. They've been allowing just under 5,000, I believe. I can't remember the number off the top of my head during the regular season. And I mean, they were loud, they were there, they were boisterous. The Panthers have an incredible fan base. Their diehards have always been there. When you talk about a fan like yourself, a sports fan for sure, maybe kind of hockey is a little foreign. You know, I think you're kind of part of a large group of sports fans in South Florida that know hockey exists, know it can be fun, don't know much about the rules, not going to waste their time when the team is losing year after year after year. Now suddenly the team is turning a corner. They're good. It looks like they might be good for a while now. And, hey, eyebrows are going up. Maybe I should start paying attention to this team. And I think that's just South Florida. I think this team loves a winner. When the Panthers turn around and start winning and fans start to watch hockey games and start to realize, holy crap, this game is fun. I'm really enjoying this. And I expect that to only grow. I think it's something that the Panthers franchise has lacked for basically its entirety. They haven't been able to put any good seasons together. The only time they made the playoffs in consecutive seasons was 96 and 97. I don't know how many of the fans that they're trying to target to go to games were even alive or walking or functioning in 1996. But here we are in 2021. Finally, the team might be able to rub a couple winning seasons together and build a fan base in South Florida. And I think once they do that, I think it's going to explode. So next season, full capacity, full crowd, winning team, it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, get into it, man. Hockey's fun, right? Are you enjoying what you've been seeing so far?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I had that whole quiz with Kylie early on in the season when you came on when we were filling in for Ethan. And I've been watching it and I've been getting into it as much as I can. There have been times where there's been games like in the middle of a work and I can't, watch, but then there's also been times where I'm like sitting there watching, I have to go do something, I come back and like the Panthers are winning all of a sudden after being down like 1-0, 2-0 or something like that. And I remember when I would watch hockey when I was younger and I would try to watch the Panthers or anyone at all, I would just, it never would happen like that. And then all of a sudden it was just like, okay, wow, so this is really entertaining. So the times that I've been able to catch a game, I've watched and I've had that fan atmosphere. Have I maybe understood everything that's going on? No, but I've been trying my best to be able to understand it. And I've been trying to listen to your show as well to understand everything as well, just so I can start to learn a little bit more so I can actually talk about it and, have it be relevant. But in the series in general, they lose last night. And a lot of people, I guess I've been talking about, like you yourself were talking about how much of an exciting game it was and how this series is just going to be a fun series to watch in general. Where do you see like this could be like a 7-game series that should go to the very end of it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I had. I had the series going 7. These teams are very close matched. They do a lot of different things well. Tampa's a great power play team. Tampa's a great in-zone team. Florida's a great possession team, transition team. Their styles conflict almost a little bit, which is why you see so much exciting. And then on top of it, they played each other 8 times already. The games have been tight. And it's the playoffs. The playoffs, everything always gets magnified, to the 1,000th degree. I would be surprised if this series does not go 6 or 7 games the way that they played each other. But again, it's the playoffs. Like you look at Florida's last not the bubble from last year. The last time they made the traditional playoffs in 2016, they lost in 6 games. 3 of the games went to overtime. 2 of them went to double overtime. So in a playoff hockey series, there's so many different ways that it could go. But with Florida and Tampa, we'd almost be, as fans, it would almost be a crime if we didn't get 7 games from this series. I mean, just looking across the board last night to the way that not just fans, but the way that hockey media personalities were reacting on social media during the game last night, everybody wants the series to go 7 games. I think that not just South Florida or Florida hockey fans are enjoying this. I think this is a series that across the board, hockey fans all over, multiple countries, they see these 2 powerhouse teams beating the crap out of each other, literally. I mean, you saw the game last night. There was almost as many shots on goal as there were punches thrown. It was pretty amazing how these teams were just getting in each other's faces. Every time there was a whistle, there was guys creeping up behind other guys and face-washing them and body slamming them and pulling hair. And, I mean, I wouldn't want to be a part of it. That's why I play goalie. I like to just stop the puck and do my thing. But, man, that looked like a lot of fun. Even though these guys have these dirty, scowling looks on their face, this is what they play for. God, I hope we get 7 games out of this. Unless the Panthers win 4 in a row, I'll be happy with Panthers in 5. Also, don't get me wrong. But from the hockey fan inside me wants this to go 7.
Right. So you mentioned kind of just how it was on the ice last night. The NHL player safety, and you quote tweeted it today. They tweet out that Sam Bennett's going to have a hearing today for boarding Blake Coleman last night. You say the officiating performance from yesterday. You're asking the question, are they being held to the same standard for both teams? What do you make of the situation, I guess, and now Sam Bennett, being in a hearing today?
Look, what Bennett's hit on Coleman does not surprise me that he's gonna get looked at by the player safety board. That's not a surprising thing. What bothers me is that just off the top of my head, Noah Chari gets boarded. Anthony Duclair gets sent neck first into the boards last night. You got guys getting grabbed by the bat, like horse collar for you football fans listening. You got guys getting horse collared from behind. And the only guy that's getting looked at beyond the game is the one Panthers guy that did a big hit. Call it both ways is all I'm saying. Make it feel even. I don't get how some of the hits against the Panthers that Tampa made aren't held to that same standard You got Brandon Montour. He got a hearing from the last time these teams played during the regular season. Now you've got Sam Bennett going in. That's just my frustration. And I was venting a little bit on Twitter because I personally don't feel like both teams are being held to the same standard in terms of the safety board. That's really it. Like I'm curious what ends up happening with Sam Bennett today. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended. Hopefully he just gets fined. I don't think it was a suspendable hit. I think it was a pretty rough hit, but it wasn't anything worse than what we've seen throughout the last 3 or 4 games between these teams going both ways. So that's just my only beef. I feel like if a guy from each side, I'm trying to remember who it was that put a Duclair into the boards last night. But either way, that's my beef, Kai. It's just like I don't feel like it's even, and I could be wrong. I'm wrong often. But, this is what I do. I do hockey, and for me, I just don't feel like it's even.
I mean, just from my point of view of looking at everything, even under that tweet from the NHL player safety, there's a tweet, and I think it's like the first one at the top because I remember I was looking through, and, you find a lot of interesting stuff in replies. And it was like, how about this one? And it was literally a video of Anthony Duclair getting hit against the boards. So it was just like, I guess it's kind of that thing of like, I guess even Panthers fans themselves are feeling that same sort of thing. Do you think that's going to continue out, throughout the series because maybe it's just going to be a chippy series in general? You mentioned they played a lot this season. The last 2 games they played in the regular season, the Panthers won that last night, winning in the fashion that Tampa did, and just the game in general. Do you feel like it's still going to be kind of some chippy stuff going on throughout the rest of the series?
100%. 100%. These teams, it's like the hatred is growing and growing and growing. It's like,
and that's what you want, right?
Arch enemy in homeroom, like it's the worst thing. So I hope that nobody gets seriously hurt. Like these guys are all professionals and they have respect for each other. And there's usually a line that everybody knows. Well, 99% of the league is I think about like Tom Wilson. But I mean, like everybody understands that there's a line that you don't cross, even in the playoffs. As crazy as and intense as it gets, you don't cross that line where you're actually possibly going to hurt somebody or at least intend to hurt somebody. But I think that's why everybody is so excited about this series and that they want to see it go 7, not just because these are 2 teams that can put up a lot of goals and play exciting hockey, but it's also 2 teams that really seem to hate each other's guts. And, as much as they want to score on each other, they also want to, stuff each other into a locker, going back to the high school thing. So, yeah, I think that we've only kind of got the tip of the iceberg. I would imagine that as the series goes on and as these guys get even more sick and tired of seeing the same guys across the face-off, getting the same sticks in their bellies, getting the same dirty, disgusting palm hand rubbed in your face, it's just going to get better and better. So if you liked what you saw last night with all the chippiness and fighting, just, keep your popcorn ready and watch the rest of the series.
David, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. And again, for helping me learn a little bit more, not only while talking to you, while following your Twitter, while trying to listen to the show as much as I can as well, just to learn a little bit more. So I don't sound like too much of a stooge while I'm, trying to talk hockey at all here and just trying to learn some more. Hopefully I will have you on again here soon. And hopefully for, I guess, your sake and then everyone else's, this game does go to 7 so we can see a lot more interesting stuff.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Happy to help grow the game. Keep watching and enjoy it, man. Hit me up anytime when you have questions.
Of course. I most definitely I will. Trust me. If there's something interesting, I will tweet at you or I will DM you and I will be like, okay, I do not understand this. Please explain. But David, again, thank you so much, man.
My pleasure, brother. Have a great day.
You too. You can follow him on Twitter at David Dwork. That's at David DWORK. And again, you can follow him on Twitter and also listen to his show here every single Saturday. You have a place to call home if you're a Florida Panthers fan or you're someone like me just getting into the sport. David Dwork hosts Shaping the Cats Radio here every Saturday from 10 to 11. We are committed to all sports here at Onside Radio, and now if you're a Panthers fan, you can connect with David every single Saturday from 10 to 11 on the home for Panthers fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodiasDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moodias family. Dr. Moodias is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodiasDental.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in, as long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
Hey, it's Toast, and no doubt last year hurricane season was one of the craziest we've ever seen. Well, Noah's saying once again, going to be another active season. So you need to call B&T Windows and Doors today and get PGT custom windows and doors installed like I did, so that you are fully protected. Listen, there's no better peace of mind than PGT custom windows and doors when you're in the cone of death for a Category 5 storm. Call B&T Windows and Doors today to get set up. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you're looking to add that extra style and protection for your home or business, visit A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie or Sunrise, where plantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A Shade Above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashions.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
InterMiami CF beat FC Cincinnati 3-2, getting a brace from Gonzalo Higuain and a goal from Breck Shea. InterMiami's next match is away at Chicago Fire FC Saturday night at 6, which means we'll have a live pregame show at Dangerous Minds Brewing. For Panthers, they lose Game 1 of their NHL playoff series to the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-4. Huberdeau had a goal and 2 assists, but Braden Point had 2 late goals, the winner with 1:14 left in the game. Game 2 tomorrow night. Puck drops at 8. The Miami Heat, they beat the Detroit Pistons yesterday 120-107. Precious Achiuwa scored a career-high 23 points, and Max Strus added 20 for the Heat. They will end up with the number 6 seed and start the playoffs against the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat the Heat on Saturday night 122-108. The Miami Marlins, they lost 2-3 over the weekend to the Los Angeles Dodgers. They did win 3-2 yesterday. Not a bad day at the office for Adam Duvall, as he had a 3-run homer and threw Mookie Betts out at home. The Marlins 18-22 on the year. They'll start a series with the Philadelphia Phillies Tuesday night. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right. Good morning to everyone watching as we begin to round out the show here with this last segment before we cross-talk with Big O. I want to say hello and good morning to Ian Herman and my father, of course, who is here in the chat as well. And it's been a great show. We talked with David in the last segment and was starting to learn and continue to learn a little bit more about, I was about to say soccer, about hockey. and continue to grow my appreciation for the Florida Panthers and get everything I can going with that. So I love that. I'm trying to learn more about it as much as I possibly can too. And I don't have my partner in crime, Kylie Ray Wing, to help me learn. So I've been trying to learn as much as I can by listening to David here every Saturday, and the chances that I get to listen to him, and then also just following him on Twitter and listening to everyone else talk about it, just because I won't, I'm never going to talk about something if I don't exactly know what is going on, because for me, it's like I don't want to sound like an idiot. So for hockey, it's been something I've been trying to learn as much as possible. But it was an exciting game yesterday. It sucks that they lost, but I had fun watching it, and I enjoyed it. So I'm glad that we were able to get David on. It's funny because originally we were supposed to do a pre-recording at 11:30 last night, but I wasn't able to, and then it just worked out perfectly because then all of a sudden the Panthers weren't having practice today, so he was like, yeah, let's do it live. It's perfect. And I was like, everything works out. So it was great to get that going and get him on. So I do want to try my hand on what Orlando Alzagari calls a layup here for the roundtable about the Florida Panthers. I'm going to give my best here. So if you're listening to the roundtable, or if you're listening live right now, and I sound like a complete idiot with this, I am so sorry. But the roundtable, after the Florida Panthers dropped Game 1 in the best-of-7 playoff series 5-4, that being last night, of course, the final goal being given up 1 minute and 14 left in the game. Who are you starting in game between the Pipes and why Bobrovsky over Drieger? I believe I pronounced that correctly. Orlando, am I allowed to give a different take on this? Because that back end of it, I have no idea.
What?
Like the back end of your roundtable question, your layup there, I have.
Why?
No. The back end of who am I starting between the Pipes and why Bobrovsky or Drieger?
Right.
You're talking to the one person that's.
I know that. That's why we're gonna make you a hockey fan. We're gonna make you a hockey expert here on the station. We're gonna expand your knowledge, sir, your education here in sports. We got to make you more well-rounded and all that. But you are watching it, so you watched Bob last night. Gave up 5 goals. Drieger has actually outplayed him this year.
And they've been switching back and forth.
Right. So the coach now has to decide, does he go back to Bob, who has the experience, or do you go with Drieger, who's the up-and-coming guy and has actually played really pretty well for him this year? So who do you go with?
Okay. I think I can give now I feel like I can give a little bit of a knowledgeable
answer.
There you go. So I feel like when it comes to experience, I think that's one of the most important things that you when it comes to experience, I think that's one of the biggest things that you can get, especially in the playoffs. However, to now what I've learned is that this is like, if you, and yesterday giving up 5 goals, of course, is not, you don't want to do that. And then the last goal in the fashion that you did, if it's a little bit of a heartbreaking thing there. I think personally that you go with experience over anything else. If you were going to go with someone who has the more potential, I feel like you go with that from the get-go. However, of course, throughout this, and this is the one thing I have known, is that throughout the season they have been switching between people. They have been switching between who's going to go in, who's going to go out. So I think that right now you want to go with some sort of consistency at least, or some sort of veteran experience, rather than going with, I guess, the potential side of things. However, if either one is going to be able to give you the best chance to win, I'm also in the camp that you go with whatever's going to give you the best opportunity to win. You go with whatever you feel as a coach is going to get you to the next step and not keep you where you are now. So if you have the feeling that you need to switch, then you switch. If not, you want to keep with the veteran leadership, I think that's what you go with. That's what I can give. Thank you, O, for helping me out as well. But that's what I can give there for the roundtable as much as I possibly can. And I mentioned in between the break, and I want to mention it here as we kind of round out the segment. There's been a lot of soccer stuff happening this weekend, and I mean a lot of soccer stuff, not just in the MLS, not just in it's been crazy. Of course, Inter wins, which was great, awesome, super good about super happy about that. That game was a lot of fun to watch. I still think, like I said at the top, giving up the 2 goals, you should have had that win comfortably, but it is what it is. You get 3 points, you move on. The other Inter Milan, Donno's favorite team, they had a crazy game against Juventus where they lost 3-2, but they should not have lost that game. Officiating for both sides, for Juventus, for Inter Milan, horrible. But that was an exciting game. I was able to watch the highlights. The Bundesliga was very exciting this weekend. La Liga. I mean, the storyline for soccer writes itself. You have a guy in Luis Suarez who's able to go to Atletico Madrid on free from Barcelona last season because he's old and they want to upgrade and they think that they have so much better than they already do. After everything with the Messi saga, you take away, Neymar's been gone for so long. You take away the other part of that, trio of MSN. You take all of that away. And then he scores. First of all, you lose Barcelona, you lose 2-1, takes you out of the race for the title. And then at the death, Luis Suarez scores a goal, a very, very classy goal. Yannick Carrasco coming back, pulling it back, passing it to Luis Suarez. I think great in general to watch that happen. Then scores the goal that puts Atletico Madrid in the driver's seat. Pretty much a point. All they need is a point or more, so a draw or a win, to stave off Real Madrid and get the title for La Liga for the first time since 2014. That was, I watched it as it happened, and I could not believe it. And then on top of that, now there's some reports, again, this is from Stephen Goff. Paramount Plus already took Serie A away from ESPN Plus, so now Paramount Plus, all CBS All Access, same thing right now, I guess, but they're calling it Paramount Plus. They already have the license to the Champions League. And might I add, they've done a fantastic job, an absolutely fantastic job with what they've done with the Champions League. I think it's been great having the matches on replay so you can watch them back in their entirety. I think they've done a fantastic job with that, and so much better than, from at one point it was with Fox, and then it was with Bleacher Report, and then it was with TNT, and now here at CBS, also just Paramount Plus. I think they've done a great job. But now Paramount Plus not only has Serie A, they have all the UEFA club competitions, so they're going to have the new league that UEFA is starting. They're going to have, which is the, European, there's something that they're having. I can't remember the name of it. They're also having the Europa League, and then they're also having everything else along those lines with the Champions League. Now they're adding Brazilians' main league in Serie A in Brazil. They also have the NWSL and CONCACAF events and the Argentinian League. So Paramount Plus is doing a fantastic job with getting it. So them and ESPN Plus are going to be competing now, I think, for a long time. But, of course, ESPN Plus has a lot of great things as well. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., Sean Stanley hosts the Square Circle Digest. Now wrestling fans have a place to call home as Sean covers the very colorful world of wrestling. Tune in every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on the home for sports fans worldwide, OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
When you're looking for curtains and blinds to create a space of your own, look no further than Bandalux. Bandalux can tailor your space to your needs. Create the atmosphere and ambiance you desire. We invite you to discover it at Bandalux.com. Explore our new solar control systems, range of sustainable fabrics, and energy-efficient solutions that can improve your well-being and quality of life. Witness Bandalux Beauty. Go to Bandalux.com or follow them on Instagram at Bandalux_official. For a personal experience, A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise is an official Bandalux partner.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your InterMiami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where InterMiami and all Miami sports fans shop. InterMiami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all InterMiami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the InterMiami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
At OnsideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork and our Chirping the Cats report.
Say what you want about Game 1, but it sure was entertaining. The Panthers and Lightning kicked off their 7-game opening round Stanley Cup playoff series Sunday night, with the Bolts coming out on top 5-4. Braden Point scored twice during the third period, including the game-winning goal with just 1:14 to go. Nikita Kucherov also had a pair of goals for Tampa in what was his first game since last year's Stanley Cup final. Jonathan Huberdeau led the way for Florida with 3 points, while Sasha Barkov and Owen Tippett each finished with a goal and an assist apiece. Unfortunately for Florida, special teams once again would be their downfall. Tampa converted on 3 of their 4 power play opportunities, while also adding a shorthanded goal to boot. The Panthers will regroup on Monday and hope to avoid falling into an 0-2 hole. Game 2 between the Cats and Bolts will take place Tuesday night at the BB&T Center.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Let's get back to Kai's Corner. You can send Kai a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Kai Chen Chisholm.
All right, rounding out hour number 2, or excuse me, oh my God, not even hour number 2, rounding out the show. So I guess technically it is hour 2. Hour 1 of Kai's Corner is just I let Ethan and Ira come in and they do hour 1 for me. That's what I'll say. They come in and I just like, yeah, do hour 1 for me. Give me a little break. But we have Big O in here for the crosstalk. Good morning, O. How are you?
Very good fandango.
That's good. How was your weekend? How was everything there?
Good, relaxing. The Inter got a win, so that was a good way to cap off the weekend. Heat are going to play the Bucks. They get a nice week off now to recharge. We'll see if they can get by the Bucks. See if they can rekindle some of the magic from last week. And I'm 3 more days away from surgery. So the countdown has begun. Yeah, I'm ready. I wish I could do it today. Get out of the way already so I can start the recovery.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many days I'm going to be off the air, because I know I won't be able to do,
the show and everything.
Yeah, normally. I'll be working, but I won't be on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get you. I'm
be doing a lot of texting.
I'm like that same way. I go through like the same thing. If I just want to get it done with already, so I can just be over and get me to the next point of everything.
Right.
But what do you have coming up on the show today?
Well, we have Omar Kelly at 12:30, and then we got a bunch of things that we're going to talk about because, like I said, during this time, I'm not doing a lot of guests. So we'll get a bunch of talk in, and I got a bunch of subjects that I want to, touch on, so I'm looking forward to that.
How do you feel about those Marlins jerseys?
Oh, I love him, man.
I wish I was talking to Alex about it. Someone tweeted out, and I thought that it was a joke. Someone tweeted out that the authentic jersey was $434. I thought it had to be a joke. It's not. Authentic jersey.
Yeah, but those
on
are
MLB
limited
Shop
ones,
$434.
right?
No, it's just the authentic ones.
No, but they're limited.
Well, I guess
right?
the jersey, probably.
Yeah, that jersey's limited, right? That's what it is. It's
$100 or $434.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, man. I mean, Alex Aguirre makes a lot of money, so I don't know. Maybe he's willing to do it.
He said he's not going to buy it.
Really?
Yeah.
A big spender like him? Wow. I'm kind of shocked.
I mean, they look, especially looking at them now, like, if I was looking, I'm not going to buy a Marlins jersey, but if I was a Marlins fan and I was going to buy one, I mean, I would just get the replica. It's $134. Like, or
replica's a lot too. That's a lot of money.
No, it is a lot of money as well. But you can also just find it.
There were the days that the replicas were like $60, dude.
They used to be. Now
what
everything's
happened?
expensive.
What happened to those days?
That's why I don't like if I get a jersey, I get it off of eBay, and I get it from when it's a different time.
The one thing I do like about this new ownership group, they've done a nice job with their swag. They've made up for all the crap that Loria was putting out there with that garbage and that terrible logo. So I like what they've done. All I need now is for them to go spend some money on the roster in the next year or two, and then and get straightened out.
I wish it was still the Florida Marlins. I loved that. I loved everything.
Oh, that logo, the original logo is just absolutely phenomenal, dude.
I miss it. And every single time I see like Tyler wearing it in like a press conference, I'm just like, damn, man.
It's a great logo.
Wish it was still that.
Yeah, great logo, man.
I don't know. I love it. I try.
It's classy. It's just like
it's perfect.
It's just that marketing team came up with just an awesome logo. But I'll give this new group. I like what they've done. I like their color combinations. I like what they've done. I think they've done a really, really nice job with it. I'll sport those colors anytime, man.
Yeah, I keep cheering on my Mets.
Unlike that stinking whale that the Dolphins have on now, it's just
so bad.
I can't go with that logo. I just can't.
Why do you think that they don't go to the 30 seconds before Sean?
There's only a certain amount. There has to be a certain amount of time.
It's like 10 years, something like that.
It's like 7 when you file for it, and then by the time you get it approved, it'll be 10.
Oh, okay.
So we're in that area where they could have
2013, 2014 that we switched everything.
We're in the area where they could be already filing for it behind the scenes, and we don't know. And then in a couple of years, they'll have it all approved, and then they can go back to maybe they do the original logo, but then they add a little twist.
Modern.
They modernize it a little bit.
Because when you see those jerseys, when they do that, oh my God.
The best.
And they do all the whole throwback thing. It's beautiful. I
love
it all. Well, hope you have a great show.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be listening on my way home, as I always do there in my car, until eventually YouTube just decides to give up on me. And I hit those patches where I have no service at all.
Simple radio, bro.
Oh, it's the same thing. I reach these patches on 95 North where I run out of signal for like a good stretch of exits, and then all of a sudden it'll pop back up.
Where the hell are you, in Cuba?
No, I'm just driving. Same thing. It's coming here, never. Going back, always.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird. Really, really weird. But
there's a patch right by my house. There's like this 2-block patch.
Nothing.
That it just interferes with everything,
yeah.
Dude. It's just the weirdest thing, bro.
I have no idea. Well, every Saturday at 11 a.m., soccer fans can connect with Austin Roblard and Red Card Radio. From the Premiership to the MLS, catch up with your favorite team, including our very own InterMiami CF. Listen to Red Card Radio every Saturday from 11 to 1 with Austin Roblard exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends. You're listening to the flagship station of InterMiami CF, OnsideRadio.com. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
OnSideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,